Hello, hello, hello. I have an opportunity to come and chat with y'all for a little bit about my experience today with my daughter and the lesson that I learned. So, I wanted to come live and share that with y'all. And so, I can wait for a little bit to see if anybody's going to pop up. If not, y'all can just catch the replay, okay? Whenever you come on, say hey so I can know that you hear, you see me. And all is well. I am on my phone, my cell phone right now. Hello, hello. I hope you all are feeling good and your week is starting right. I do want to preface and say that this message is for women and my stream is for women only. And I want to get right into it. So, your daughter's womb, right? Today I had the opportunity twice today to bless my daughter's womb. This morning I was doing my prayers, and I have an oracle deck that is connected to the goddess archetype through the womb phases. So many of y'all know, if you have been reading my posts, because I've been writing a lot. I love to write, but I thought I probably should start coming live a little bit too, so you can see me and talk to me. Because I love to write, but I've been journeying in my devotion, doing cyclical womb goddess archetype devotional. So I've just been connecting with all of my archetypes, the goddess within me, all of my archetypes throughout my cycle. So for example, right now, I am in my mother archetype ovulation phase. So I am nourishing all of my mother energy right now over this 7-day period. And I'm feeling all my ovulation. And then, my husband just got done working out, and he was sweating, and I was smelling it. And my ovaries was just like, tingling. And I was just like, oh, wow, okay, really feeling into it. So when you devote yourself to cycle syncing and connecting to your womb goddess, archetype phases through each phase, and the goddess in her phase throughout those phases, you really go inside of it and you can experience all the faces of the goddess, the 4 archetypes of the goddess. I could talk about that stuff later, but for right now, I am in the mother archetype phase, and I am in my ovulation phase in my cycle. And with that, I have like a heightened conscious awareness of my mothering, my nurturing, self-nourishing and nurturing energy, and also with my children. And I found myself this morning blessing my daughter's womb. And honestly, your daughter is never too like young or old for you to bless her womb. I've been blessing Maima's womb since she came out the womb. Okay. I will always just bless her womb whenever I change her diaper and stuff. I will speak blessings over her womb. And so I found myself this morning doing my oracle deck, pulling out my cards for each cycle. And maybe I'll come on sometime and pull some wombs goddess cycling cards for y'all. But anyway, and she wanted one, so I pulled one for her, gave her message. I let her pull hers, gave her some messaging and stuff like that, and just took a moment. I blessed her womb. And then I found myself today, so I just been enjoying myself going to Target, y'all, and just doing this drive up at Target. I absolutely love, hey, peace and blessings. Hey, I absolutely love Target. This is like a commercial for Target, but I love Target, and I love how they have the drive up. So since I'm able to kind of like get out and learn more about the DMV now and connect, and just connect to the community now, since we are, kind of the pandemic is going down and it's summer. And so, I've been doing drive-up orders kind of like all over the DMV a little bit, all over Maryland and D.C. and different parts of D.C. and finding like these spaces. And me and my husband a couple of days ago, we went to a Target, did a pickup, and then we end up in where was we? I think we was in Silver Spring, and we end up doing lunch and stuff. So he thinks it's silly that I'm doing all this, but I allow myself to experience whatever I need to experience and drag him along whenever I can. And he came along that time out to Silver Spring. But anyway, I found myself going tonight to a Target drive up to get my order. I ordered a little bit of groceries and stuff, and I went to one out the way. And so I was with my daughter, and she was kind of upset, and she had been upset because, school is about to end. It's just been a hard hard year for her. It's just been a really hard week, like this week, trying to close up. After this week, they have like 2 more days in school, and then I'm so grateful. But it's just been like a really tough year for most kids anyway. And she was doing some testing, and she found herself like just losing her steam. And then she was a little tired. We had a family day yesterday, and she just felt like the pressure of the testing, and she felt like she just didn't know, and she was just really feeling like not having confidence and stuff. And so I allowed for space, and I began to just talk to her in the car about what happened. We went ahead and kind of closed out the test, and she went and took a nap and stuff, and then I went and did some errands and things. Actually, I went to the chiropractor and picked up something else for my son, whatever. But I called and I was just like, well, it would be good for her to come with me for like a little ride, and we could kind of talk about what happened with her today. And I began to just let her talk. And she began to talk and talk. And so this is the magic. This is the miracle. This is the be conscious of your mothering, your nurturing as it relates to your daughter's womb. So if you have a daughter, this is something that you could be mindful of as you nourish your own womb and take care of your own womb, also taking care of hers and her feminine and her softness, and allowing for yourself to both be nourished in your mother and daughter relationship as well. And so from a place of sovereignty, of course, I let her speak, and she began speaking in tears, right? So I'm looking at her in the rearview mirror, and I'm questioning her, and I'm looking at her in the mirror, and I'm just allowing for her space, let her have the space, and her tears started to come. And I immediately was just like, May, I'm coming back there. And she was about to get ready to like speak, and her tears was pouring, and I cut off her tears. I cut her tears off. And I came back there, and then I had to go back and allow and create that space holding again for her to release her tears and to get under the shame and to get under there and to get under there. So my lesson was this: just don't try to save your kids from tears, especially when they are having an emotional release. Do not save your kids from those tears. Do not save them from that emotional release. I know you don't want to watch them cry, and you want to save them. We want to keep them safe, and we just want to go in, but we can't do that. We have to allow for our children to feel. I imagine how I would be if my mom would have let me feel a little bit. Let me feel a little something. Let me feel that pain. Let me feel those hot tears running down my face. Let me have that experience, because it's hers to have. That was for her soul. She was watering her soul. She was releasing all of that energy that she needed to release for herself. I'm trying to work out this camera, y'all. So excuse me. And so, that's just something to consider. And I thought, my goodness. So I went back, did some more space holding with her, and did some social working questions, some motivational interviewing skills really is what I use to let her arrive to the truth and get under that shame for herself. And I felt her relief around math. And I was just like, wow. But I was just thinking, had I not kind of cut off her and try and cut her off her tears and cut off her natural process with hardly any efforting for me, how that would have been for her and what that meant for her womb. Right. So allowing her to have that release is her own womb release. My daughter is 7 years old. Right. So she's going to start going through all her little changes that she has to go through. And one thing that's important for her to know and to do right now is to allow herself to have her emotions, allow herself to feel all that it is, so that she's not hiding it away. She's not eating it away. My daughter is already chubby. OK, that's just a thing that runs in my family. So I'm like, oh, I got to reverse this here with her too. So that space of just not wanting to save her from her own tears and from her own womb release, because all of that energy would have sat in her womb, that energy of her not feeling confident, her feeling ashamed, or her feeling like she doesn't know how to do math well, and all these things. And I explained to her, I'm not the best at math, but there's other things that I'm really, really good at. And it just went through that, mommy, doing the mommying, right? But the whole point that I got to say today was just like, one, if you got daughters, bless your daughter's womb, pray for their womb, bless their womb. And when the time comes and they're having a meltdown, they're needing their own emotional release, just hold the space. Step into your mother goddess, step there and hold the space and let them have their meltdown, let them have their emotional release. Because guess what? They won't be creating fibroids. They won't be creating endometriosis. They won't be creating all this disease. They won't be finding all these other ways to cope, because they will be able to feel the aliveness of their life, their emotional body, their physical body. My daughter began to speak to me about her feelings and where she feel it out in her body. She was like, I feel it in my head. I feel it here. And I'm just holding that. And allowing for her to have her own womb release, blessing her womb to be filled back up with joy and laughter and confidence. And then for me then to be mindful of that for her. So don't cut your kids' tears off, and hold that space for them. Don't try to save them from everything, especially their emotions. Let them have their emotions, all boys and girls, both. Especially with boys, when you consider boys, because, it's not like they're not allowed to feel emotions and stuff like that. Culture when it comes to masculine, when it comes to the masculine. So we want to allow our boys to be able to cry and have their emotions too. But this live right here was really about your daughter and her womb. So that is all I had to say. I hope y'all feeling good and having a great start to your week. Oh, one more thing. So I had posted about chlorophyll. Y'all, I done took this chlorophyll. This morning I took it, and I bless everybody who gave me recommendations and showed me how you was all about chlorophyll and stuff like that, because I was sitting in prayer about alkalining my body, and I'm really connecting to this season particularly, and I have been for a while, is healing my physical body. Most of you all know that I had a loss. I lost my baby a couple years ago, and part of my healing journey has been to get to this place of the body. So now I'm in this place of the body. And what's coming through for me is cultivating and nourishing miraculous health. So I was in spirit doing my thing and getting my guidance, and it was just like, okay, alkalining. How do I alkaline? What do I alkaline? And chlorophyll came through. So I immediately tapped in and was just like, hey, y'all, who alkaline? Who use chlorophyll? And listen, I took that dang on chlorophyll today, y'all. I took it this morning by itself. And I was just like, well, let me just see how it worked by itself before I add it into my other drinks. So I do 50-50 Calora, spirulina, lime, and filter water. Then I added the chlorophyll in that already, my green goddess. Listen, I am like the energizing learning right now. I mean, I have so much energy from this chlorophyll. I'm like, this is a miracle. I got so much done. If you've been watching, you've been seeing me do I got my little happy planner. I'm enjoying my little happy planning. And I was just like, check. But anyway, I just want to give a little testimony for those who need to get some more energy. And I noticed also my appetite was going down a little bit from that chlorophyll. So yes, if you are on your womb healing journey and you want to add in some stuff for your physical body, get you some chlorophyll, because I feel so good in my body, and feeling good is everything, right? You attract and you feel good and you feel nourished, and you feel alive, and you feel the aliveness in your physical body. So yes, I bless myself in that, in choosing myself today, and also being mindful of how I hold space for my daughter and for her womb, and allowing for her to have her own womb release, and not going in to save her. Sometimes I'll go and save her, but if I have the heightened conscious awareness of her own womb at this point, I'm just gonna allow for her to have that space and let her stay soft, because our tears is a natural release. It nourishes us. Same thing for us. We allow ourselves to have that emotional release, and so it doesn't pile up in our own womb. It's the same thing for our daughters, even the babies. Let them do it. They have their own precious little womb. Actually, anyway, I love y'all. I hope to come back soon. This was kind of nice. Did you enjoy me coming to one tonight? This, if I do come back, it's probably gonna be about this time when everybody is kind of like getting into their own little spot for the night. But anyway, I love you. Oh, one more thing. I am having my first Womb Goddess Temple Sister Circle on this Sunday. So if you feel like you want to come and connect with me, I'm going to create the Eventbrite. I have it here. I'm still working on it. So I think that's going to be the last thing I do tonight, and I'll get the link out to y'all at least by Wednesday. And so I'll have the link available. Come on into the social. I am going to do like a womb restoration blessing and womb clearing. I feel like I'll do that, or I'll just let spirit flow. But I am feeling womb restoration. It's a new season, so it's a good time to come in and bless for restoration and clearing out and everything. So I think I'm going to do the womb restoration, probably pull a card. You know how I am for sister circles, and then we could just talk and connect, because it's been so long since I've held space in any type of sister circle journey or anything. So this is just all about connection. So any of y'all who just like, let me kick it with Goddess Internet tonight on Sunday at 8 p.m., you are more than welcome to do so. I'll just put the link out. Okay. I love you all, and I will see you soon. Take care. Blessings.